We just completed our first night camping in a tent in 13 years. How did that go for you?
Hi, we're Dennis and Michelle.
As we approached an empty nest, we dreamed of the day when we could travel more.
But then we decided we should stop thinking about traveling and start actually doing it.
We are transitioning to full-time travel by first going on day trips, weekend camping trips, and sometimes even longer trips.
So come along with us as we take a trip together.
Well, you know, the reason we haven't camped in a tent in 13 years is because we got rained out. Pretty sure we told you about that in our last video.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched that video, be sure to go check that out. We'll put a link below.
Yeah.
But guess what happened last night?
Rain.
We got rained on.
The forecast called for like 0.01 inches. I bet we got at least an inch overnight.
0.01 per second. We woke up with water between the tent and the tarp.
Yeah.
And we tried very hard to tuck the tarp underneath the tent because we knew rain might be coming and you're not supposed to have the tarp sticking out from your tent.
The bottom of the tent was sort of like a waterbed. It sent waves every time you took a step.
Yeah. So we did. We moved all the stuff out of the low end of where that side of the tent was, and I got down on my hands and knees and shoved water, pushed it, and kind of forced it out the low side. And we should have gotten video of that because it was kind of hilarious. But
my bad.
we were a little preoccupied with not ripping our tent or getting water inside.
Right.
But we survived.
We did.
Today we decided, well, the first thing we decided to do was go take some pictures because after the rain, there was this amazing fog. It was like we were in a cloud. And then Dennis has a place that's right on Lake Michigan that's inside Ludington State Park that he's wanted to take pictures at for a long time. So he was able to go and take some pictures there with the fog and... What you doing?
Well, I'm attempting to do some long exposure photography on this little jetty or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what they're called. But yeah, I like doing long exposure stuff that you don't normally see in regular snapshots. The long exposure kind of blends out all the waves and makes the water look really silky and yeah.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night.
Wearing our KYD shirts. Can you see those? Yeah. So.
Hi, Mark and Trish.
Summer to remember. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's just us
We decided to head to White Pine Village.
two.
According to their website, Historic White Pine Village is a community of 30 buildings or sites of history uniquely located on 23 acres of land, which depicts the history of Mason County through the use of artifacts and archives appropriately displayed in each building.
I have ancestors who have lived in this area for like 8 generations. One of my very first ancestors I know about on my mom's side of the family, his name is Aaron Burr Caswell, and his house is actually here at White Pine Village. So we will definitely, it's actually right there. He was the first non-Native American settler in this area. He was the first judge. He was the first surveyor. His jail, the very first jail, was in his basement, or Native American trading post, on the first floor of his house, and they lived upstairs. They got along really well. So, and one of his daughters was the very first non-Native American wedding in the area. So just lots of history. So I really like it. Karam. Karam was a factory up here in Ludington. So my mom grew up playing Karam and she taught us to play Karam. If you've never played it, it is a game that you should definitely put a band-aid on your finger before you shoot those Karam pieces because your finger will get sore. But it's fun. Looks like they used to be wooden pieces. The games I always played were plastic pieces, but they hurt.
Let's be more than friends, yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day.
My great grandpa Shu worked at the Star Watch case factory.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. Some watches. I don't think I've ever seen them before.
You know I'm here to stay every single day.
After leaving White Pine Village, we drove back to Ludington State Park and went for an evening hike. We hiked part of the Skyline Trail as well as along the boardwalk of the Big Sable River.
This is the Skyline Trail.
It's just us two.
I think we're almost to the top of the stairs.
I hope so.
Oh, maybe not. There's more stairs. Get our steps in today with real steps.
I can't believe you love me,
There's our dune shot.
love me, I just feel so lucky,
Want to run down the dune?
No.
still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms, dancing up in the stars. Oh, where I'd rather be than with you. I can't believe you love me. I just feel so lucky.